Hi. So I literally just was talking to my phone for like a good 5 minutes um, before I realized that I had taken a picture of myself and I didn't actually hit record for video. So yeah, that makes me feel stupid and a little frustrated, but let me do another quick walk around because I just did this by myself and you guys didn't get to see it. So bell peppers all the way around. The plants themselves are not getting huge, but the suckers are already starting to fruit. They're flowering, and those flowers normally will turn into peppers. And all of them are doing it. I don't know if that's a matter of with the fertilizer, a lot of extra nitrogen, or some other stuff. You see, I've got something chewed at those. I don't worry about those things too much personally. I was cutting grass and flinging it everywhere. It actually got all the way up here, but the cucumbers, here's some cucumbers doing real good. And I have this trellis stuff I'm going to use on the outside. I'm going to try to get these cucumbers to grow over the top and down. We'll see how that works. I don't know, but we'll try it out. The leeks are getting pretty good size. Some of them are almost about as big around as my thumb right now. They'll get bigger, but those are going pretty well. The squash, it's doing pretty good too. Those little suckers are already starting to get squash on them. Like that's one right there at the base of that flower. That's a little squash already starting. And that one there is going to be a squash right there. So yeah, they're doing their thing. It's actually really early. See, that's another one there already starting to form a little squash in it. It's a little early in the season for it, but it's crazy weather we've been having with lots of rain and clouds and everything else, so everything's acting weird. Microgreens, gonna have to trim some of those down, throw them in the salad. They're actually doing pretty good out here. Extra leeks that didn't fit on the other side, they're taking off pretty decent too. And then under this topsoil that I dropped, I put down a packet of jalapeno seeds. I don't know if they're going to actually make it and do anything this year, but I figured why not give it a try. There's a lot of weeds in here too, but like this little guy I think is a jalapeno seed. I didn't bother spacing them, I just sprinkled them. This guy I think might be a jalapeno. There's other ones that are just grass and clover and things like that. Like that's just a piece of grass making its way out. If I clearly can see that it's not what I want, I just give it a little pluck. Try to pull it straight up to where I get the majority of the base and the roots, but they're small and fragile, so I don't always get it, but like that, that's what I want. Get as much of that root out of there as I can. Little mushroom, been chewed on by something. And this side is just weeds. Didn't put anything here, don't really care too much about cleaning it out, just it is what it is. So that's the raised beds. I'm actually happy they're doing pretty good even with this crazy weather we've had. There's very little sun we've had this whole month. The whole month of June on the calendar that the news had up there, I think they showed like 5 days total where we did not have rain the whole month. Otherwise it rained every day. Some of my neighbors said that they lost quite a bit of their garden because it just drowned it. Not good, but we've been blessed so far. Things are doing pretty decent here for us. But here's what I'm doing with my tomatoes. You know, we tried different things last year and the year before. This year I'm going super stupid simple, and I put a piece of conduit. This is the 1/2 inch That one is a 3/4 inch, and then a 1/2 inch, and then a 3/4 inch, and then a 1/2 inch. That's what I had, so that's what I used. And I went ahead and just drove them into the ground, left them about 4 foot up. I think they were a 6 foot piece, so there's about 2 feet in the ground. And then I used this Velcro. It's made for plants, to tie the plants up. The inside, focus. The inside of this is like a soft felt material, so it doesn't damage the plant. And then the outside is your normal Velcro type material that's more rough. And I'm actually going to take more interest in properly maintaining these. So you see I've cut off any of the bottom little branches and leaves that were hanging and touching the ground. I just snipped them off completely, and I've been pinching off all the little suckers that are in the crotches and just focusing it on growing it up. So I only had 5 of those pipes, and then I had several of these. These were saplings that I cut last year, and I saved them because I wanted to make walking sticks and canes and stuff. And I have a bunch of them piled up, but I figured I'd use these 5. I just sharpened the tips and put those in the ground, and did the same thing with the Velcro to hold them on. Also, you can see Max, he likes blueberries, and so I had to put those cages back around the blueberries because I'll show you, we're actually getting a decent little bunch. This one is very, very skinny, thin, not very good, but it has a handful of blueberries on it that will be ripening up and being delicious for us. This one is a little bit better and has more blueberries. Quite a few more on this one than that other one. It's a little healthier looking plant overall. And this one I'd say is probably the best out of the 3. Just got quite a bit of nice blueberries all over it. And those should all hopefully be ripening up soon. Those are the cuttings I got from a friend of rhubarb, and they've taken really well. Rhubarb always takes pretty well. This is an onion that I had chopped up into bits from an onion we had from the store that started sprouting. And I put it in the ground, and here it pops up. I'm mostly interested in this because that will have seeds, and then if I can get those seeds and plant those and actually grow more onions from those seeds, that would be cool, because that onion came from the store in just a regular bag, like from Walmart or whatever. Wasn't nothing special, organic, none of that nonsense. Regular old onion from the store. And I just think it'd be neat if I am able to grow that, have it produce seed, plant those seeds, and then get more onions from those. I think that would be amazing. So we'll see. More to follow on that. We'll see how it goes later down the road. But today, my big task that I'm going to be doing is right here by Max, that bowl. And these potatoes, I should have probably mounted them at least a few days, maybe a week ago, especially those ones, see how tall they are. But I have not done that because it's been so rainy and wet. The other thing is I've been weeding and trying to avoid taking out the sorrel so I could let those grow, which is why I have my bowl. That's a bunch there, that's a bunch there. I'm going to go through and I'm going to get a lot of that harvested today. That one lettuce, I actually harvested that. That's why it looks so scrawny. That came up from last year. It just reseeded itself. So I'm not going to mess with that. But I'm going to use the sorrel. I don't remember if I did a video about this last year or not, but I make a sorrel tea and it's more like a lemonade type of a flavor, because wood sorrel and field sorrel both have a lemony sort of a flavor to them. And it's delicious. I know some people may be more sensitive to it, so you don't want to drink a ton of it. You don't want to ingest a lot of it right off the bat, kind of see how your body handles it. But it is good. I love it. I drank it like a maniac last year all summer long, and it didn't bother me one bit. But it's not to say it won't bother other people's stomachs if you're not good with it, if you have sensitivity to certain things. I don't know. But the sorrel is going to get harvested, and then I'm going to mound my potatoes. And what I want to do, because I'm an experimental kind of guy, I like to try different things and just see how it works. I'm going to mound every other row. I'm not going to mound all of them. And the idea that I want to find out is, what is the real difference in the yield? So we have 3 different types of potatoes, and we have multiple rows of each type. So I can mound every other row, and then I can see what was the yield for this type of potato, the one row that got mounded, the row that didn't get mounded, compare the two, see if it made a big difference in the size or the number, things like that. And then, you know, it just gives me an idea of if it's worth the effort to do the mounding of the potatoes. I know for big producers, it makes a difference in their yields, apparently, from my understanding. But my question is, for us, because it's just our personal use, is it worth it to take the time and do that mounding, or not? Because the first year we did it, we did 2, I want to say it was 2 pretty long rows. We mounded them. I think we actually mounded them twice. There might be a video back in our archive about it, but I don't recall. And we got a yield on those potatoes that was really good. We got a lot of potatoes, more than we could even use. We still have several cans. We canned up a lot of those potatoes. And it's great because they're still good. We pull them out, drain the liquid, and throw them on a pan and in the oven and roast them, and they're good to go. They're already seasoned. If we can more of these ones, we'll just water can them, no seasoning whatsoever. Maybe a little bit of salt or something like that, but no real seasoning, because we realize by seasoning them, you can't use them for as many things, especially like we like to do the mashed potatoes. If you add a bunch of seasoning, then it makes the mashed potatoes have that seasoning. Maybe that's good for you, maybe that's not, but we don't have, I'm not a fan of the mashed potatoes having that flavor of what we did when we seasoned them. We actually did a seasoning that tastes good roasted, but not good for mashing. So we'll probably just can them all up either plain with water and a little bit of salt or something like that, and then just pressure can and seal them up that way, and then they should be good for a couple years, because these ones, we're still eating them. They're 2 years old and they're still good. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do with that, and then we'll let you guys know later on down the road when we do our harvest if it made a big difference, what was the impact on the yield, on the size of the potatoes, all that kind of thing. And maybe that'll save some people some time, or maybe that'll make you at least know for sure that the time you're investing in mounding your potatoes is worth it. You know what I mean? Because for me, I don't want to waste time if I'm not going to actually get much for it. So anyway, there's our update on our garden and what we're doing, and we will check back with you guys later with some other updates. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your neighbor, whatever it is, and we'll see you guys on the next video.